Welcome to day two's competition here at Atlantic City for the Mid-Atlantic Major. Matty Marshall got Zizek Barl from Paintball Nerd, former champion, multiple pro teams over the years. First point here is the Notorious and the MLKings, and Zizek, both of these teams are desperately in need of a win. They went 0-2 yesterday. Didn't get blown out crazy though, so point spread is manageable as long as they can get 2 solid wins today and put up some points.
Absolutely. We'll see who wants it better here today.
And looks like Notorious here going to be getting to that 50 pretty quickly here in the Snake and that V. And, just comes around, though, right into a stream. So great zone control here from the MLKings. It's a mistake there from Johnson as he was in there clean. Did not need to do that. I think the MLKings did lose a body off the break. I think both teams lost a body on the break. Moves for Notorious now on that D side, getting into D2 and up into that crucial wedge. You can see here MLKings counterpunching over there on that D side as well, D1. And the Aztec. Looks like the MLKings going to dip Kyle Berry into Snake 1 on the other side of the field. These guys settling in. These teams, again, blind layout if you're just joining us here. Didn't get a chance to watch Friday's competition. It's been a blind layout, so it's been kind of fascinating to watch these teams figure out the tactics and strategy in real time. Kyle Berry improves his position. He crawls up into second Snake.
Looks like we might have 3-on-4 here in favor of the Kings.
Yeah, and better field position with that outside containment here from Kyle Berry. So he's wrapping around. He's not feeling any pressure. Tactical retreat from Marky Franz Jr., and he ends up getting clipped. So now Notorious is in a rough spot. They got 2 bodies still alive, and they're just going to go forward right into guns. But no deaths from MLKings. Oh, and they got a penalty. Well, I think Magic was still alive, so hopefully that's not going to cost him on the next one. Yeah, so solid start here for the MLKings. Also in this set, we got LA Infamous. They went 1-1 yesterday as they defeated the Ironman, and that was a really good game for Infamous. They put up 7 points. It was the first set of the day. No one had played on the field yet, and they just adapted quicker than the Ironman. I talked to some of the Ironman guys this morning, Zizek, Zach Geiger and Henry Sentz, and they just, they were brutally honest with themselves. They had a really good look in Texas. They were undefeated in the prelims, 3rd place on Thursday. So with the brand new squad, 3rd place that early on in the year, kind of playing on house money a little bit, and then they just fell flat yesterday. So the Ironman, they lost to New York Xtreme by 3, and then lost to Infamous by, I think, 3 as well too. So I think they're sitting at either a -5 or a -6. We're in the pits right now with there's Charlie Givens and MLKings. Let's listen in real quick.
They were in the Denver, and the Denver guy filled out.
Yeah, I saw that. They're trying to play the man heavy.
Yeah, they're trying to shoot our China guy.
Okay.
Because they think Carter was the...
Carter, how'd you get picked off, buddy? On the alpha.
Yeah,
On the cross hard?
Yeah, he stayed
Okay.
inside too much.
Hey.
2.
10 seconds.
Hey.
What do you want me to...
Jumping into this first point here, Infamous and New York Xtreme. Xtreme on the blue side, Infamous on the red side. So yeah, Infamous dropped their second game to Dynasty in a 2-4 match. But they looked so good against Ironman, so I'm still expecting really big things from Infamous. They do lose 2 bodies here off the break. Looks like it's going to be Ryan Hall taking the walk. They do have Sam Silberg, who's just been a wrecking ball for him on that D side. And they got Jonah Jamrose back from an injury, and he is up into that 50-yard line, but they did lose those 2, and they didn't shoot anybody. So it's a big 5-on-3 situation here in favor of Xtreme. Xtreme was having hard times with survivability yesterday, Isaac.
3-on-3, Matty.
Yeah, man, this is so. Coach Dan, Coach Rich, going to be real frustrated right now as they lose 2 bodies out of their spots. Maybe 1 got dropped into transition, but still, those are the deaths that Xtreme can't have. 5-on-3 against Infamous in point number 1, trying to set the tempo and pace of this match. Can't die out of those positions.
Xtreme bumping out to the snake side corner here. They're in a similar situation as Infamous. 1 win, 1 loss yesterday. So both these teams really need it as well.
Battle going down here in the Snake, and the chaos sets in as we just see that 50 brick is just
major penalty here.
More of attrition. Ooh, major penalty going to be assessed on New York Xtreme. So Xtreme throwing away a 5-on-3 situation. Great job by Zach Patient. Got to be careful there, Zach. Zach jumps over. So yeah, Sam Silberg was also alive on that D side. And then they also had Jonah Jamrose in there too. So that's a pretty fast offensive package on the Snake side with both Jamrose and Patient. And then Silberg is just keeps getting better and better and better. Those are the 3 bodies that pulled off that 3-on-5.
Mm.
And so if you're infamous, you know, Isaac, we've all been in this situation. You're in that 5 on, you know, you're the 3 instead of the 5. You pull it off, you come back in, everyone smiles all the way around. You're getting back pats and high fives, and it because you just put the team on your back to give you that early lead. Now on the flip side, we've all been there too. You know, when you lose a high body situation, and you got to get back in there and start talking. How do we blow that? How do we blow that?
Yeah, pick on one guy, get him out. You know, don't lose the bodies in those when you're up. You know, one of those cardinal sins in paintball.
Yeah, man, it's just it's so infuriating. I mean, 5-on-4, that's not that bad of a high. You know, you lose a 5-on-4, you're the 5, but lose a 5-on-3.
There's going to be a conversation around that.
So MLKings up 1 here against Notorious. These teams switch sides, so MLKings going to be on the red side in those white jerseys. They're going to be losing Kyle Berry, trying to get out on a secondary move to the back corner bunker. They also lose their D1 player as well, too. So 3 bodies alive for MLKings. This is Notorious's chance to get on the board. Battle going down in the middle. Carter Donaldson going to de-trade out with Johnson. No, he did not. I don't mind Carter. Well, the tough thing is when you're in that spot, I'd almost rather he probably didn't know the count that he lost those 2 bodies behind him. But even if he goes through and trades out, they did shoot a body. So if he goes through and trades out, it's still going to be a 3-on-2 in favor of your opponents. Almost rather have him chill at that wedge for a little bit and see if one of his back players can win a gunfight.
Yeah, let it play out a little bit. See if you can get some kills inside, maybe.
Well, because we're also just so early in the game, too. There's still 12 minutes and 11 seconds left. Got a little bit of time to work with. You have a lead.
Yeah, I think a lot of these dominant front players like to get in there and get the trade done, and it doesn't always happen that way, as we just saw.
Well, we also saw, Isaac, that yesterday afternoon, as people started figuring this layout, so there's Notorious trying to close from that middle. That's kind of what the middle's been utilized for. We've seen some beautiful moves, some finishing moves from the middle. Very potent and creative, getting 3-4 packs from that position. But in the middle part of the game, it's kind of trash. So, but once you've whittled your opponents down, there's only a couple bodies left alive. It can become very effective. But yesterday's, Isaac, we did see that this 50 brick, guys would just be on the other side of it, just shooting inside. They know that the other guy's there, but
yeah,
they don't want to go and just trade that body out, and they want to let the play develop. And guys were actually living a little bit more in those potential trade moments. So we'll see if that continues to be the trend today.
We will see here. We got Austin probing a little bit there in the middle, moving up. Kings holding off a 2-on-3 scenario here.
Yeah, Notorious just needs to be very careful. They have this extra body out here. They have some good spots. You don't want to have some reckless gunfight.
Notorious filling out wide in the back. That's a smart move that we can start pinching those guys on the inside.
Yeah, Logan Dyer with the transition over to the D side. And Logan's good at that, man. He definitely keeps his head on a swivel. Been grinding for years. So good to see him here still in the Pro Division, really helping out Notorious. Because Notorious, again, if didn't watch their games yesterday, they're missing 3 of their core starters. No Ty Bateman, no Zach, and no Archie Barnes Jr. And that's rough. I talked to them this morning, but they still, smiles all the way around. Because even with their starting line, missing 3 of their crucial components, they still didn't have a bad look in 2 losses. They were able to put some points on the board. They had a real close game against Houston Heat. They put up 3 against Aftershock.
Yeah, maybe those 3 are the difference between closing it out and winning and having a close game,
So Dyer now all the way up into D3. They still have that center position as well. And then 50 brick for Austin Notorious.
I wonder if Notorious knows where those bodies are at.
I would hope they would
not
know
good
at this point in time.
Notorious loses their center guy, so it's a 2-on-2 situation here. And Notorious is farther up on the field, but...
Oh, and they're going to lose Logan as well,
good.
too. So the MLKings in this 2-on-3 turned a 2-on-3 into a 2-on-1. Just Johnson left alive, and then he's going to get smoked, too. So that's going to be really frustrating for Notorious. So MLKings putting another one on the board in a must-win situation for them. Again, they're sitting at 0-2 with the -3.
Yeah, Kings were calm in those back spots, communicating, identifying where Notorious was at, and it seemed like Notorious were all kind of playing individually there, even though they were in better spots. And that's what cost you.
Hey, I need all this. Let's go.
MLKings pumped up here with a 2-point lead. Next game for the MLKings is going to be Houston Heat, so it's not going to get any easier for them.
Certainly not.
In this division, it is Heat, Aftershock, Damage, Notorious, and the MLKings. Bracket C.
All right, let's see if Xtreme can answer here. Infamous up in the 50 brick quick, and they're getting matched here by Xtreme.
Infamous going a little bit more conservative on this one. They pocketed up, so the only risk they was Jamrose. Still got that back center with Nate Schrader. Battle in the middle here with George McLean. So George McLean's been all over the place. They got him in the snake now. He had some real big moments for him on that D side yesterday.
Here's that moment we were talking about earlier, where both teams are in the 50 brick here. They know that each other are there, but you know they're kind of playing it slow and not going for the trade immediately. Looks like it paid off for Infamous. Now we got a 4 and 5.
Yeah, so Thomas Taylor coming off. Oh, here comes the inside move. Oh, and George McLean's going to stay alive. What a beautiful job by
Great
George McLean. So he dices up Jamrose. Jamrose is begging, looking at the penalty, or looking at the refs, saying, hey, get in there and check George. Referee's scouring him over. Here comes the launch, as Ryan Hall is also going to be begging for a penalty.
Is he hit? Okay, he's coming out. So we got a 3-on-4 situation, 3-on-3 situation here.
Well, man, George McLean, 2 bodies come off of that beautiful inside move. He just ran down, got Jamrose, and then forced Ryan Hall. Ryan Hall had to attack. Another body coming off for Infamous, though. From that, I believe from the can of death. Was that Brusselback dying out of that can? Or might have been on the D side. Barrett's going to get shot as well, too. Man, Xtreme looking good in some gunfights. Nice to kind of, they came out and set the tempo with George. Oh, that's a tough death from Pat Kraft Jr. Man. And who got that shot? Was that Schrader?
He's the only guy left.
Nate Schrader, wheeling and dealing in D1 right now. Still looking at 2 more, though. Let's see if Nate Schrader can win 2 more gunfights. He's got Jerry Caro in his sights right now.
Xtreme's got to work together on this. And they do.
Well, it was getting a little scary for a second.
It was,
But
you know.
Jerry Caro and Josh Taylor combined to take out Nate Schrader. Nate's looking, just glaring at him like, did I put a ball in on Jerry? So, tying it up.
Love to see that, you know. Got a little slugfest here.
In the pits with Xtreme. And it's just been a rough year for Xtreme. They were a top team last year. They picked up Thomas, lost Corey Hall, who went to Aftershock. And then they've just had a ton of penalties. So a little bit of rough go for them. Let's listen in real quick.
Utah won in the burrito.
20 seconds.
Yeah, they still had one in the bacon, and we called different 5 bunks. I'm not making an excuse. We counted 5, so I went off the 5 we counted. The body we were calling in burritos was actually in Chicago. But yeah, absolutely. My bad. I apologize. I went off.
Hey, we need to tighten our shit up, guys, right? Good point, but we need to tighten our shit up.
All right, Kings with a 2-point lead here. Let's see if they can maintain.
Body dropping early. 2 bodies coming off for Austin Notorious. MLKings laser beaming balls down the field here to get those 2 kills, and they don't lose anybody. 5 on 3. Notorious looking like he wants to go. Donaldson looking inside. Kyle Berry protecting Cardinal Donaldson, though, from the Aztec.
Yeah, he does not want to trade in this situation here because then it would be a 5-on-2 situation. So let's see if he can stay calm and maybe get some kills.
Yeah, these players diving into this snake and then they're crawling up. Maybe throw a head check backwards and see if any of your guys are walking off dead.
Yeah, maybe just check that out. Check the
Because-
situation. Now we have a great move
Ooh,
here.
There we go, Carter. Oh, Donaldson gets eaten up by the South Electronics tower.
And he
but-
draws a penalty.
Oh, well, it was looking good for Carter Donaldson there. And wait, was that penalty on me? But while we were watching that penalty, looks like a couple more bodies dropping for Notorious and the MLKings. Even with the penalty, still with enough bodies forcing the concession. So it's been all MLKings so far, starting to run the score up a little bit here. Still 8 minutes left to go.
Yeah, plenty of time, but you never want to see a 3-point lead on the scoreboard when you're behind.
Call that the dreaded 3-point spread. Back in the race 2 era, we crunched the numbers on it back in the PSP days when we were doing race to 7, and I think it was 92% of the time that you go down 3-0, you lose.
That's a fascinating statistic there. And it makes sense, you know.
It's not that bad anymore now that we don't have the race 2 format. It's just highest point total wins at the end of the 15-minute regulation. If you're just joining us, that's the rule. These teams switch sides if a point is won. They'll stay on the same side if there's a no point. That does happen a decent amount if all 5 bodies are shot. And we got majors and minor penalties. Yellow flag's a minor. Major is if you get hit and shoot somebody. That pulls off 2 bodies. A minor pulls off 1. Oh, looks like we got to get a stake back in one of those bunkers.
Little technical timeout here. Give the guys a little breather. Let's see if we're going to have Infamous punch back here. I'd like to see a little slugfest. Punch back, go back and forth.
Selfishly for us, now that we're retired and we're just fans now, we're fans again. I just want to see, I just want to see chaos, entertaining games.
Yeah, you know those NFL fans that are like, I just want to see a good game. You know, I don't care about the teams.
Yeah, I've, grew up obviously watching the Chargers, and then they betrayed us and went to our hated rivals, LA. But
I stopped watching football after that, Mandy.
Me too. But it was funny. There was like a highlight reel that somebody posted from the late 70s. Like watch the NFL this Sunday. And every single highlight was now a penalty. Just dudes spearing each other, tearing their helmets off.
Yeah, leading in with the head. Can't do that anymore.
Yeah. So, yeah, we want to watch, blow for blow battles back and forth. But yesterday, we had some really good games yesterday on this layout. For the most part, only a couple blowouts. I think we had like 7 overtimes. It was awesome. So hopefully we get that same battle today. Parity in the league that's a real conversation now. It's not just 1 or 2 teams beating the brakes off everyone else all the time. Body dropping for Infamous here in this tie game. New York Xtreme on your right, in the blue side. Infamous over there on the red side. And a 5-on-4 situation. So another high body moment here for New York Xtreme. Here's Isaac.
Gotta slow it down here. Communicate with your teammates and take advantage of that lead, that body lead.
Double dose of attackers with Callie Rudolph and Sam Soberg on that D side for Infamous. They got Ryan Hall. He had a really good first game against the Ironman, really contributing, had multiple good points out there for him.
Yeah, Ryan Hall's a great player, great anodizing company as well.
Oh, yeah. He does some amazing work. So 10:30 now to go. We'll see if this one might drag out a little bit because it's tied up. Xtreme already blew a high body situation, so they're going to be very much thinking about every single move they make, not wanting to do that again.
Yeah, probably got a little tongue lashing there in the pits, so not trying to lose any stupid bodies here.
Yeah, and both of these teams were sitting at 1-1. Yeah, this has the makings of a potentially long point. It just depends, because if Infamous loses a gunfight or drops another body, then Xtreme could start speeding things up a little bit.
Yeah, but Xtreme is in a good position here to trade out a body if they could, and that would certainly help things out. Let's see if Infamous moves up. Looks like they're going to hold their positions a little bit here, wait for things to unfold, see if they can pick off a body from Xtreme.
Great comms from both squads, good communication. Can hear them all the way up here. Yeah, it's interesting, too, with the communication, because depending on what type of voice, some people have a big, rich, deep baritone that carries, and then some people have, like, more of a, a high-pitched voice that carries. You got to just lean into whatever voice you got, man. And you really have to be a distinctive voice that people can hear.
Big move by Infamous up the Dorito side. They're in the 50 Dorito now. Going to apply a little bit of pressure here to Xtreme. And Xtreme takes the Snake, Snake 1. Try and widen up the field a little bit.
Yeah,
Snake 2.
Infamous probing in that middle right now.
Infamous pushing the Dorito side. Oh, Xtreme drops their 50. Oh, and their cake. Gosh.
Oh, and Baby Pat Craft.
Oh, my
Oh,
goodness.
it's Ryan
You can't
Hall
have
again.
that.
Ryan Hall is having a pretty good tournament. Is that a 4-pack for Ryan Hall? I think Ryan shot all those guys. I don't know if he shot Josh Taylor, but he definitely shot everyone else.
I mean, you see 3 guys get out of their bunkers at the same time. It looks like it might have been Hall probing in the center there.
Man, Ryan Hall, he's having this is a good tournament for him, man. And that's on the list. So Pate Smith Law, he's a paintball player, he's a lawyer. His firm specializes in representing clients against insurance companies on property claims. So he's your man if you need help with that. $500 at stake here in the prelims and $1,000 on Sunday tomorrow. Ryan Hall, that's definitely on the list. Colt Roberts' 4-pack in the last set is leading, but I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch both those to see which one's better. But that was just a beautiful finish from that middle. You know, in Isaac, we had talked about with this layout in that middle of the field and how you can close from that middle. So we keep seeing these big dynamic closing moves to finish things off from the middle of the field.
All right, Kings and Notorious. Notorious drops 1. Kings drop. Ooh, they get a penalty, so they're going to lose 2. And Notorious drops another one as well. We have 3-on-3 scenario here. And Kings just running off the field here. We have a 2-on. Is it 2-on-2 now, Maddie?
Yeah, looks like it. Nope. Bloodbath point.
Yeah.
Carter Donaldson.
1-on-3 here. And bodies were just running off there real quick.
Nope. Carter's trying to transition bunker to bunker to bunker to see if he can create some sort of chaos out here and catch somebody making a mistake in a gunfight. Sherman and Dyer. Sherman at the Aztec. Dyer over here in the Snake. They're just trying to find Connor.
They need to communicate and pick on that guy, or else he's going to do something like this.
Look at Dyer, though. Dyer taking off for the buzzer. Oh, Sherman gets shot. Carter Donaldson. Oh, Logan Dyer's going to steal the point. So Carter Donaldson getting very creative and exploring the possibilities, going bunker to bunker, ends up catching Sherman, but Dyer has had enough of that. He's like, well, I know there's no one else in this backfield, so I'm just going to let Sherman deal with Donaldson. I'm going to run in and hit this
That's great awareness, Maddie. You know, Dyer said, hey, let's go for the point and not worry about that guy running down the field there.
Well, they're in this match still. Notorious
Certainly.
only down by 2.
Yeah, they needed that one for sure.
In the pits now with Notorious.
You get the kill, that's awesome. Now let's talk to our teammates. Yo, kill this guy. Are you guys still alive? Kill 3 for sure, kill 2 for sure. Just talk it up and work together. You died and you tried to do it individually and work together.
Yeah, he's talking about just what we were talking about here. Work together, communicate. All right, back with Infamous and Xtreme here. Xtreme drops 1. 5-on-4 in favor of Infamous. Xtreme and Infamous matched up here in the center. Xtreme taking the 50 here. Infamous drops 1. We got a 4-on-4 situation. Xtreme a little bit farther up on the field.
Yeah, they have a little bit better field position, and they're going to need it. Up, Infamous up a point with that beautiful move from Ryan Hall. Josh Taylor's thinking about making a move out into that D2 position. D2 much better than D1 on offense because once you know that first Dorito is in set, can't gunfight down the sideline there. So Sam Silberg already out there and up the field a little bit.
Great move by Xtreme here, bunkering out the wedge.
Jerry Carl.
And staying alive.
Oh, got to be careful not to get a penalty.
That looked dangerous there, but he got him. Oh, no, he didn't. He did not get away with that.
Yeah, that was on the edge. So time ticking off the clock. Those bodies get pulled, and it's going to leave just one player. So it's a 1-on-2 with Pat Kraft Jr. as the sole body out there for New York Xtreme. And his head's on a swivel trying to find these last 2 players for Infamous. Man, that was that was very close to an amazing move from Jerry Carl, but just a little bit too much on that edge of the gray area. Cost him. Major pulled.
And he didn't have to do that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, they need a point, but but there still was 7.5 minutes left when that happened.
See if Pat Kraft can work some magic here. He's crafty sometimes.
Pat Kraft has pulled off some low body moments before, so he has prevailed in these situations. But I think that's Sam, is all the way onto their side. No, it's Brusselback. Brusselback's onto New York Xtreme side of the field.
Not a good position here for Pat.
Yeah, it's tough, right, Isaac? Because he still has to deal with the can, so the can just kind of stop him while Brusselback can just commit. See, it's just Pat, so Pat has to keep that head going back and forth and trying to keep Brusselback from running to hit that buzzer. That's the objective out here. The objective is the buzzer. You don't have to shoot everybody. Nate Schrader is going to close the gap. And actually, no, so they actually got the shot in on Pat. That forces the concession, so it's just under 6 minutes. Another point here for Infamous. Next game up for New York Xtreme will be Dynasty, and next game for Infamous is Impact. That's just a brutal bracket.
Tough.
Dynasty, Ironman, Impact, Infamous, and New York Xtreme all in the same bracket.
Probably the toughest bracket.
Bracket D.
The Doom bracket.
Yeah, some people were saying that maybe bracket B was just as hard, but with X Factor, Revo, Aftermath, Fit, and Diesel down in that fifth as the lowest ranked team. Diesel dropped a game to Revo by 1 yesterday and defeated Aftermath by 2.
All right, here we go with Notorious and Kings. And Notorious drops one. Kings drop one. 4-on-4. Kings in a better field position. But let's see if they slow it down and put together some kills here, communicate, and actually take advantage of their better field position. Notorious moving up to Dorito 2.
Yeah, it's Magic and D2 here for Notorious. Marky Franz. I believe that's Marky at the can. They get a body out for Notorious to the back corner bunker on the snake side. Also have the Aztec, but here comes the push right now for the MLKings. All the way onto their side of the field. Eat up that body in the middle.
Oh, Kings did not know Notorious filled out to that corner.
Kyle Berry asking for a check, and Snake 1 there, bottom right-hand side of your screen. He's good to go. 3-on-3 situation here is... Yeah, I was just thinking that front player for the Kings did not need to engage right there. They have a 2-point lead. There's 6 minutes left to go. They had a one-body advantage.
They're forcing the issue a lot this game, and it's costing them.
Yeah, I mean, not too much, though. I mean, they have a 2-point lead. Time's starting to tick off the clock. And now in a locked-up 3-3, if you're the Kings, you know Notorious has to push forward. I mean, if they're going to give you a move that you want, take it. But it's up to Notorious to try to make something happen here.
So Notorious and Kings. Oh, Kings
wow.
just lose their snake player.
Yeah, so Kyle Berry losing a gunfight down the sideline. Now that gives the advantage. I think that was Dyer again. So Logan Dyer wins the gunfight on Kyle Berry. Looks like, I think that's Peterson making the move up into D3.
Notorious can really just come down this side here. Everyone is on the other side of the field.
Yeah, I think Dyer's being extra careful here because I don't know if he knows where these last two bodies are.
Yeah, he's trying to figure it out here, piece it together, and Kings just dropped their guy, and it's 3-on-1. And there you go. Notorious answering here. Let's see if they can tie it up the next point and give us a ball game.
Yeah. They've been scrappy. Again, missing 3 of their starters in this one. Logan Dyer having a tournament. He's had some really good looks out there. It was a nice win. Kyle Berry's a pretty good snapshot himself. But Logan Dyer got that win. Marky Franz and Magic also in on that. To make it a 1-point match here, Isaac.
You lose 1 starter, it's like, okay, we can adapt. You lose 3 starters, it's a different team that you're playing with.
Yeah.
It's but they're adapting, they're doing well, just like I said. But they're definitely feeling that.
So now, similar situation here for New York Xtreme that Notorious was in. So Notorious down by 1. See if Xtreme can step up. So it's going to be Callie and Sam. Callie Rudolph, Sam Silber going towards the D side again. Ryan Hall, can't take him off the field right now with how he's playing. And then Barrett going to be going here snake side. Who's the other body? Jonah Jamrose. So they're going to, looks like, hold.
Xtreme losing one off the break here.
And that is, yeah, I think that's McLean. That's a really good kill on New York Xtreme right now. If you can get McLean off the field. Oh, but they get a shot on Callie Rudolph. So 4-on-4. As Hennessy going to get right into this 50. Try to make something happen here with 5:30 to go. Jonah Jamrose is at his spot at that wedge, looking towards the D side, looking towards the middle. And then they have Sam Silberg in a good spot, already in D3.
Infamous loses their Dorito player.
Oh, that's a great kill on Sam Silberg as the New York Xtreme is going to filter 2 bodies out towards the D side. Just got that body into D1, now diving into D2 to improve their position. There goes a desperation run for Ryan Hall. He's going to go all the way to D1, and he makes it clean. Poor zone control here from New York Xtreme. I don't know if anyone was in position to actually shoot that spot. Hall's thinking about making the move up.
And he does.
Yeah, so he is now taking over the attack on the D side with that death of Silberg. Hennessy still in a really good spot. Oh, and they're going to get a shot in. Yeah, it's can't really live in that position in that middle if there's somebody in that 50 brick. So I think that was probably Hennessy that got that kill.
Yeah, it looks like his gun was that way. All right, let's see if... Oh, can't have that. Xtreme drops their brick guy. And we got a 3-on-2 situation here.
Yeah, still a high body situation for Xtreme. Time starting to tick off this clock here. Let's see if Ryan Hall can be the hero again in a low body moment. And they're going to come and dice him up. And that's
Smart.
Thomas Taylor, I think, with that run through, leaving just Joe Barrett in a 1-on-2. So Pat Kraft mirrored up with Joe Barrett. Pat's going to go out to the backfield, not feeling any pressure. Ooh, Barrett with a little bit of a slip, and then that's going to cost him. So might have got caught up on that bunker as he was trying to transition outside wide. Pat Kraft's going to hit the afterburners here to hit the buzzer to preserve as much time as possible. And they're also going to be down by 1. So 2 close games here, Isaac.
It's like they're copying each other, you know? Hey, you do this, and we'll do that too. I wonder what happened there with Barrett dropping his gun.
Yeah, I was looking, head checked over to Pat, and then when I looked back at Barrett, he was just sprawled out in the middle, in between those 2 bunkers. So I'm maybe caught up on the stake, you know, on
Oh yeah, got a little tripwire out there.
In the pits right now with Xtreme, tense moments for them. They're sitting at 1-1 with the -2, desperately need this win. Again, been a tough year for them. They've been dealing with lots of injuries.
After him, just get Taylor's name. Field. Hey, we're on Dan right now. Field!
All right, Notorious on your right, Kings on your left.
2 unanswered points here for Notorious. They are going to be dropping a body early, though, trying to get to that South Electronic can. Both teams going to send a body into the V in the snake structure. Let's see if they just go right around and trade or hang out in there for a little bit and shoot inside. Austin Notorious looks like they want to trade.
Looks like it. They're getting a little itchy. Kings looking inside. Oh, now we got both guys matched up here. We're going to see some action. And there it is. Trade. Kings filling out to the snake side corner, up to the temple.
Yeah, so
4-on-3 situation here in favor of the Kings.
yeah, this is a tough moment for Notorious. Still got to figure out a way to get through these guns. Kings might see him just hang out in these spots and just shoot lanes. Because if they can score 1 more point and burn about 2 minutes off the clock, it's really going to put Notorious in a tough position.
Right you are, Maddie. Yeah, clock is just ticking here. And Notorious certainly has to do something. Kings, not a whole lot of need to do anything besides lock it down and let that clock burn.
Yeah, need to see a sense of urgency here for Notorious, but not quite yet. I just have to be careful because they're in this low body situation. They are down a body. They're down a point. They got 242 to work with. And I mean, even just one more death right now could be the difference.
Certainly. And there it is.
Yeah,
Austin
so
loses their brick.
So that's going to put MLKings here in a really good spot. Now they got a 2-body advantage. They have the field spread. They're in D2. Starting to shark down the field a little bit here in the middle. Getting that wedge. You can hit the deck, crawl up into the 50. If you're Notorious, just like, please, need to shoot someone. Hopefully they get a major or something. Need a little gift from the gods here. Because it's definitely going the Kings' way. Kings now just got to be careful. The thing for the Kings, though, they're sitting in -3, so it would be nice to get okay, concession from Notorious.
Smart.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah, so you're saying the Kings need to increase the deficit a little bit here.
Yeah, if possible. I mean, they're sitting at up 2 now, so if they win this one, they'll be 1-2 with a -1 still. Need to go 2-2 with typically around a +3, +2 to comfortably make it. You'll still be playing in a wild card round, which means you need to win 4 games in a row to win the tournament. But that has happened, a handful of times in the past few years since we bulked out the pro division to 20 teams. It's just not going to get easier for the MLKings because the next game they need to win is against Houston Heat.
Not going to be an easy match.
Yeah, Heat lost to damage yesterday.
Xtreme on your left, Infamous on your right. And Xtreme drops one here. Infamous drops on. We have a 4-on-4. Xtreme probing in the middle.
Yeah, 3:30 left to go in this one, Isaac, so these guys will have a couple minutes to feel it out. Oh, here comes a big move up in the middle. Bunkers out. So was that McLean again or Caro? Bunkering out Jonah Jamrose. So that clears that V structure here in the snake. But just 3 bodies alive for New York Xtreme, and they're tucked in the pocket. Looking at 3 bodies for Infamous.
Also in the pocket.
Yeah, not. Well, they have a body in D3 now, so Sam Silberg has got the best position on the field.
Xtreme here up to the 50 brick. Try and balance things out.
Yeah, good communication from both squads. So New York Xtreme with good position here, 50-yard line in the V snake, and then good position for Sam Silberg on that top side. Thomas Taylor getting a little bit better field position, try to deal. So since Thomas is now out into D2, he can gunfight down that sideline and get a shot on Sam. Patient, screaming code crossfield. He's in that back Aztec. Probably letting him know that they're at that 50 brick. Oh, and he gets the kill on him. So that's a tough death for Hennessy. But hey, had to make something happen, man. I can't really fault Hennessy for trying to engage. They're down 1. There's only 2 minutes left to go.
Yeah, Infamous running down the Doritos and closing it out.
Well, that's one of those situations that, hey, if you're going to lose that point, lose it fast.
Yeah.
So we have some time left. And, yeah, just lost a gunfight. But Infamous now going to go up by 2. 2 minutes left.
It's still a tall order. It's a point a minute to tie it up, so.
Infamous's next game is Edmonton Impact at 11.
Yeah, Viper and the baby.
Also not an easy game.
Yeah, I also want to draw your attention to, we're going to be talking about this throughout the day, but there was a young kid. His name is Grayson Manning. He's 12 years old, and he got hit by a car, and he's had 7 surgeries so far, and so we're trying to rally the paintball community to donate some money on his GoFundMe. He's hanging in there. He's still in the hospital and dealing with a long road.
Yeah.
So head to the coach's Facebook, Matt Hodges, or Tiffany Taylor's, and I'll get you guys more information as the day progresses on that. So 2-point spread here. See if Notorious can get back in this match. They get past the 50-yard line here. And end up getting taken out. options dwindling here for Notorious.
2-on-3 in favor of the Kings.
Getting a little quiet out here right now.
Yeah, maybe the calm before the storm. You know, maybe we'll see some people run down.
Well, MLKings with his 2-point lead are just trying to figure out where to put the guns right now. Like, hey, where are these attackers? Here comes a move on the D side right now from Notorious. Bunkers out that wedge.
And dies in the process. So we have a 2-on-1. And not great field position for Notorious. They're just in that 50 brick.
And then Johnson tries his attack, but they're going one at a time.
Yep.
And that leaves Carter Donaldson and one other body behind him alive to spread this lead out a little bit more. I'm wondering if he's just going to let, so there's no concession from Notorious. They're trying to keep the spread a little closer. Donaldson wasn't going to let the timeout, so it looks like the MLKings want to play one more. So the Kings will be back to an even point spread here, but they're still sitting at 1 and 2. So they still are in a must-win situation against Houston Heat.
Certainly. And that's a tough situation to be in against Houston Heat.
It ain't over yet. No penalties. Go out there for Carter. Nico for Carter.
So Xtreme needs 2 points here in 2 minutes, but they got bloody knuckle players. So I expect to see that, Maddie.
Yeah, I mean, again, it would be because the Kings, no matter what, they do need to beat Heat. Occasionally, we have a team getting in at 1 and 3, but it hasn't happened in 5 or 6 years.
So we're due, is what you're saying.
Maybe, but most likely not. So they're going to have to beat Heat, but even if they do beat Heat, I mean, it would be nice for the MLKings to put up one more point here.
Let's talk about it a little bit. Listen, they're going to come hard. They're going to come through all sides. They're going to go out wide. I need a hop. Let's get the guns right. Not getting any penalties. Right. Let's get the guns
Infamous knows what to expect here from Xtreme.
Yeah, this is a little bit different situation. Notorious is going to take a loss. This is a 3-point spread, but not much time left. Just depends on what the spread is. With this one, Xtreme still has a chance, but they're going to have to, I think it's right around 2 minutes. So we're looking at a minute a point.
Yep.
So they're going to be playing on their toes, putting a guy in, making a move. It's not quite send it completely down the field, have to score a point in a minute 30. It's more try to get some guns downfield. Hopefully you can produce a couple kills and get a 5-on-3 situation and then start making those big dynamic moves. Jumping into it, yeah, so 152. So here comes Xtreme. Oh, penalty assessed on Xtreme. That's probably going to be the coffin nail. I don't think that is it, so Taylor and
Was that a penalty, Maddie?
well, yeah, there was definitely a penalty thrown as Josh Taylor and George McLean come off. Thomas Taylor also coming off, so yeah, not looking good for Xtreme. But they did win a game yesterday, so they're still in this, but now they have to go and beat Dynasty. They're not conceding the point, probably thinking about the spread. And I think that's smart. Hard to score points against Dynasty, hard to put up a big win. Now, can it happen? Of course.
Anything can happen.
Anyone could beat anyone. I mean, Dynasty didn't make Sunday at the last event, so they're beatable. Infamous has a more comfortable spread, so they don't really need to risk too much here.
Yeah, and I don't think they will. Infamous pushing up the Dorito side. Xtreme in that little cake in the back center. Probably not the best spot for him.
Pat Kraft getting shot, popping the top. And that is going to do it, so
3-point lead, 30 seconds left. Let's see if Infamous grinds out that clock.
I think they're going to grind the clock. I'd grind out the clock if I was them because they had, you know, they dropped by 2 to Dynasty and beat Ironman by 3. Yeah, so 3-point spread here. You have your second win already. Next game's against Impact. That's going to be a tough one. So that's exactly what they're going to do. So it looks like the final score should be 5-2 in favor of Infamous. So we're going to have a grumpy Rich Telford come up here for this next set.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure I leave before he gets up here.
Not trying to get punched, huh? Smart man, Isaac.
Yeah.
Smart man.
Don't make eye contact.
So talk to me about Paintball Nerd a little bit.
Paintball Nerd, it's, talking to everyone who's enthusiastic about paintball and putting that on the internet for everyone to enjoy.
Where can people find it?
Paintball Nerd on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, paintballnerd.com. And you can see all the full-length interviews on YouTube, Paintball Nerd. You can see clips and different things I do here at the events on Paintball Nerd's Instagram. And if you are enthusiastic about paintball, you are a paintball enthusiast, check it out. You'll love it.
Jumping into this next one here with 27 seconds left to see if the MLKings can hold off this attack from Notorious. Notorious gets eaten up in the middle of the field. Heavy guns up, doubling up that back center here for the MLKings. They are going to be losing the South Electronics tower. And another body coming off here for Notorious as the counterpunch with just 6 seconds left to go. I don't think the Kings are going to have enough time.
Looks like he's going to get it.
Maybe. No, he needed about 2 more seconds to put that 6 point on the board. Not able to do it.
Great
Still,
effort, though.
Yeah, great effort and a great game by the MLKings. Still have an opportunity to progress to Sunday as we take the top 10 teams, but they are going to have to play Houston Heat, and Houston Heat's going to be hungry because they went 1-1 yesterday. So MLKings 1-2. Looks like evened up on the point spread now. So next set coming at you, it's going to be Chicago Aftershock, undefeated yesterday as they beat the MLKings and Notorious. They're playing Tampa Bay Damage.
Also undefeated.
Also undefeated. Damage beat the MLKings and Heat. And then the Ironmen, who did not win a game yesterday, they went undefeated in Texas in the prelims and then took third on Sunday there, but just had a rough one yesterday. So they're going to need to win both games, and they have to play Infamous and Impact. So it's going to be Ironman, Impact, Aftershock, and Damage here on Go Sports 2024 Mid-Atlantic Major League Paintball in Atlantic City. Matty Marshall here on Go Sports. Thank you so much, Isaac.
Thank you, Maddie.
Check out Paintball Nerd.
Check it out.
And we'll be right back.